Hi, this is Kate Crumbar, and this is my Tech Demo 1. The technology that I have chosen to use is Padlet. So our case study here is an art history research project using collaborative technology. So our teacher is Mr. Washington, and he is a 10th grade art and art history teacher. And he is looking for a technology tool that allows students to collaborate on their work. His goals for this project are that students will be able to work in 3 phases. He wants them to first be able to brainstorm and come up with their own ideas individually and come up with as many as they can so that they have enough ideas for the entire project. The second phase would be synthesizing, and in this synthesizing phase, he wants students to be able to compare their ideas, combine them, edit out the ones that they want, and then get rid of the ideas that they don't deem relevant enough. The third phase would be creating, which is putting all of their ideas that they have just synthesized, picking which ones they think are the most relevant, and putting them together in a final presentation. The second goal is that he wants to be able to use formative assessment on the students. So he really wants to be able to see how these students are doing, where they're at in their progress, and if they're going to finish on time. He wants to be able to see, exactly where the students are and what phase they are in. The final goal that he has is that he wants to be able to give students feedback throughout each phase of the project. He wants to be able to communicate with them and let them know what they're doing well, what they need to work on, if they need to speed up the process, that sort of thing. So there are some challenges that come with this in finding a good collaborative technology. So the first challenge that he has found is that he can't find a technology that supports all 3 phases of collaborative thinking. So one may support brainstorming and not synthesizing. One may support the creating and not brainstorming. So he wants one that supports all 3. He also is having trouble seeing which students collaborated on what, or what students created which idea or which post. He also can't see when it was contributed, so he doesn't have really any idea if the students are doing it on time, or if they're cramming it all in, or if they're even doing it at all. The last problem that he's having is that he wants to keep students' work private while they are working in their groups, and he doesn't want other students to be able to see them. So he's having a hard time finding a technology that will allow their groups to be private and shared with him, and then change to public so that the entire class can see it once it's done. So my technology, Padlet, is a very viable solution to this. So Padlet is free to use. You have to have an email to use it, so if students have their school email, they can use their school email, and they can make up to 3 Padlets on their email. An upgrade is available if you would like to make more Padlets, but it's not required. This is an online service. There is no app installation required, but there is an app on the App Store if that is something that interests you or your class. But all you have to do is type in Padlet.com, and it will take you right there, and you don't need an app. So this should work on any internet browser. I've tried it on Firefox, Safari, Chrome, and it works great on any internet browser. So Padlet is an online mind mapping source. You can make posts of the information that you're finding or the ideas that you're thinking of. That way you don't lose track of them. You can also connect them to one another. So if you find a website that connects to an idea, you can connect it, and a little arrow will show up. I'm connecting your idea to the website. You can link online resources, like I just said, and images, audio, videos, any sort of thing you can post in your Padlet. You also have the ability to track who posted what. If you turn on that setting, you'll be able to see who posted what thing. You can also change your privacy settings, so it can be private for the group while working, and then change to public so that the class can see it at the end of the project. This, in my opinion, works best on a computer or a laptop because you have access to use a wider screen, but you can also use it on tablets. It does work on iPads and that sort of thing. And the other bonus to Padlet is that it automatically saves your work. There is no save button. There is none of that because it automatically does it for you. So the first step on Padlet, you're going to go to Padlet.com. if you have an account already, you'll just hit log in, but most people in this scenario would not have one. So you're going to hit sign up for free. Once you hit sign up for free, it's going to take you to the create an account page. It's going to be a sign up page. If you want to use Apple, Google, or Microsoft, you can use those emails, but if your students have a school email, they can type it in right here and hit continue when they're done. And then they'll be prompted to sign up for an account. Once you're signed up, this is the screen that it takes you to. These two Padlets I have already created under my account, so those will not be there. There will not be any Padlets. So if they want to create a brand new Padlet, they're going to select Make a Padlet. If they're in a group and they're joining someone who's already started on a Padlet or created it, they'll hit Join a Padlet and they'll be prompted with further instructions on how to connect their account to that Padlet. Once you hit Make a Padlet, which is what we're going to be using for this example, I'm going to select the Canvas layout. You can select any other layout, so if you wanted to create a timeline, a map, that sort of thing, you could click those. If you wanted it to be a stream like Instagram or Facebook, sort of like a social media layout, you could. If you wanted a wall, shelf, or grid layout, you can. But I'm going to choose Canvas since we're creating ideas and mind mapping. That way I have full access to move things where I want to and edit them freely, whereas these have kind of like a strict layout, and you can't exactly move them as freely, so I'll select Canvas whenever I get in there. So Padlet in the classroom, we can see that these three computers all have Padlet pulled up and shared, so these students have all been collaborating. But one of the great perks of this is that students can work at any time. They don't have to be on Padlet together at the same time to do it. While they can be, and it may be more effective because they have those open lines of communication, you don't have to. If a student wanted to work at home, they could. If they wanted to work at school, they could. It is open to them at any time, and since it automatically saves, there's no catch-up that they have to do. So let's take a look at Padlet. So let's go into Padlet. So this is the screen that we get taken to after the sign-up page. So like I said, I'm going to hit Make a Padlet right up here in the top right corner. And I'm going to select the canvas. Once you're in Padlet, it's going to prompt you to this Modify bar. And you're going to title it. We're going to title it Art Project Example. If you have a description, you can do that, and we'll put Tech Demo for our description. Icon is just an emoji. If you want to put an emoji for your icon, it'll pop up right here, as well as the title and the description. This is the link that you can share with after you're done. Wallpaper is the wallpaper. You can change the background, so we'll just select any background. There's different images, gradients, solid colors, textures, patterns, or you can add your own. That's up to students. You can change the color scheme. I'm going to leave it on white. And you can also change the font, so it changes the font. So this is where the benefits really come into play. So attribution, you can see, you want to turn that on. This allows Mr. Washington to see which student posted what and when they posted it. We want to turn comments on, that way Mr. Washington can give the students feedback. And then reactions, we also want to turn those on. You can do up or down votes, give stars, or grade them. I'm just going to turn on like for this example so that other students can like it or Mr. Washington can like it. Require approval is so that the owner of the Padlet approves who posts what. I'm not going to turn that on. That way students can post their ideas freely. And then filter profanity. We're going to want to do that. So once you're done setting this up, you're going to hit next. And then you'll be prompted to start posting. So this is what we have now that we are in Padlet. So let's go over a few of these things over here. So this is the share button. When you want to invite members, you're going to hit add members. And this is where you're going to type in Mr. Washington's email, username, that sort of thing, and your other group mates right up here in this bar. I'm not going to share with anybody because this is an example, but here is the privacy. So here's where we can change it. So these are the 3 privacy settings that you can do right here to keep it private while you're in group work. Public is what you would change it to at the very end so that the whole class can see it. So secret is going to be if anyone if anyone gets this shared with them, they can join it and edit it as they would. A password would be if anyone shares it with them, they would have to have a password to get in. And private is that it is just you. It is just you. So we're going to keep it on secret so the people who I share it with can get on and edit. Okay. So we're going to close out of that. This is a bookmark icon. You don't have to bookmark it. I'm going to turn that off. This is a remake page. So if you wanted to completely remake the Padlet, you could hit remake. And then the settings, this is the same bar that comes up whenever you first create it. So let's create a post. Oh, these 3 dots are just more options. It gives you details, how to share it, bookmark, that sort of thing. You can even delete the Padlet from there. But if we want to create one, we're going to hit this plus icon in the bottom right corner. And we'll type, for example, so for the art project, let's say I'm working on the anti-Vietnam War protest. Anti-Vietnam War protest. That's going to be my title. And I'm going to put, this is my idea for the project. Okay, so now we can see that Kate Crumbar, the student, has posted her idea. That's me. So now let's say I found some websites that I really like. We'll type website 1. What I can do is I can hyperlink it. So I found this website, and if I find something really good in there, I can copy the hyperlink and paste it right here. And when I hit that, it pulls up the exact website, and I can publish it to go with my idea. I can move it wherever I want to. I'll just set it here. Let's say I find another one. Let's say this time I type a document. If I want to upload one of my own documents, I can do that. Or if I want to upload a picture, I can do that. There's me. If I want to upload an image from the internet, I can do that. Or if I want to upload something else, I can also do that. But I'm going to upload another website, for example. So we'll go back and we'll put website 2 and paste it. So there's another website, and this will stretch as far as you want it to. But we'll just keep it simple for now. So if I want to connect these websites to my posts, I'm going to hit these 3 little dots right here and hit connect to post. Same thing with this one. And this way I can see which ideas and websites go to what. Okay? So now I can see who posted it, when they posted it, and what they go to. So this will allow for brainstorming, and when they want to synthesize, let's say this website's not good, I can delete it. I can take it completely out. So once you get that all together, then the students can put all their ideas together for their final project. Perfect. So let's go back and talk about the point of view. So we just saw the student point of view and what options they have. Okay? So from the teacher's point of view, the only difference is based on the privacy settings. They don't have the option to completely edit the Padlet, and that's okay. So that's what we want. They can make posts, as we see. Kate is the teacher. Kate Crumbar is the student. So I can like, comment, and make my own post as the instructor. But that's mainly the only difference. There's not much of a difference. So to close, this addresses the goals because students can lay out their Padlet to brainstorm, synthesize, and create, as we saw. Mr. Washington can view their Padlet at any time to assess his students' work, so he can give a formative assessment whenever he wants to, because this tool saves automatically, and then all you have to have is the link to get to it, or have it shared with you. And then Mr. Washington, like we saw, can comment it on posts that students give, or the students create to give his own feedback. Depending on privacy, he may be able to make his own post like we saw in this point of view right here. So the comment tool is right there. We see there's a comment right there, just like he's able to comment here. So avoiding the challenges. So it completely supports the 3 phases of collaboration like we talked about here and like we saw on the example. He is able to see which student posted what to the project and what time they posted it or how long ago they posted it. And then we also saw that the privacy settings can be changed from private to public by the end of the project. So, Mr. Washington, if you're out there and you're seeing this, I think Padlet is the perfect tool for your art history research project, and I hope that it does you well. So that is all the information that I have on Padlet today, and I think that this is a great tool that students can use to collaborate and that can be used for projects.